wanted to do a update video for KinkyCurlyYaki hair. I had the Afro Kinky Curly in 14 and 16 inches, and I had the hair installed for almost 8 weeks. And I did want to do an update video for you guys with the hair still in my head, but it looks so damn bad, like really bad, that I just had to take it out. I really did. So not because the hair was awful, but the hair wasn't great, and we'll get to that, but because my tracks were showing, and my mom, like, it just looked a hot ass mess, so I couldn't. And my mom saw it and she was like, oh my god, like, why are you doing that? You have hair, like, take it out. Okay, so I did. So anyway, so update. So for those of you that didn't see, I will put a link somewhere here for the KinkyCurlyYaki review I did when I had had the hair installed for like a week, and I friggin' loved it. When I say loved it, I was like, yo, I'm gonna wear this hair forever, because I'm gonna be doing protective styles, which I still want to do. I just don't I have to get back to New York to get my hair done. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to do that. So in the meantime, I'm doing my own protective style with my own hair. But that notwithstanding, yeah, I wanted to wear the hair forever. I was like, yo, I have to have it. And this is hair. I just took a piece of the hair here so you can kind of see what it looks like, which is great, right? It's pretty kinky. It's like the perfect texture for, you know, our hair. And I liked it. I did. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet for you guys so that I don't waste a ton of your time. And what I'm going to do here is actually put in some video so you can see what the hair looked like when it was initially installed. I have some old video. In fact, you can actually watch 2 of my videos back to back to see. You can watch my November or fall lookbook video that I did, and then watch the most recent winter lookbook video I did like 2 weeks ago to see really big comparisons about what the hair looked like in the first week versus what it looked like in the 7th week. So straight up and down, the hair, listen, and this is, this isn't a judgment against KinkyCurlyYaki hair, but because I think that hair like this, it's heavily processed hair. It can be virgin hair, but it's been processed. And because folks who look like me we're not cutting our hair off and selling it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're getting hair that looks like this, it's been processed. And the question is always going to be how processed and how it's been processed. And that will determine the longevity of the hair in the state of the hair on your head. And so, for instance, I have really expensive hair by Indique, and it was the Tahitian curl. I did a review of it like 2 years ago. Yeah, a year and a half ago rather. And I love that hair. But again, it was processed hair. Even though it was expensive hair, it was processed hair. It lost the wave pattern just died, which wasn't the worst thing in the world, you know, in the grand scheme of things. Like, it didn't shed, it didn't take, whatever. So back to this hair. So this hair, at around week 4, I noticed a major change in the texture of the hair, in terms of manageability, in terms of what it felt like, in terms of my ability to kind of do a lot of wash and goes. You know, I'm sorry I'm not giving it to you straight, right? So the hair doesn't shed, the hair tangles up, okay? After about 4 weeks, after you've washed it maybe 3 or 4 times, and I use only sulfate-free conditioners and shampoos, the hair really did start to change in its manageability. It would shed, not shed a lot, but just definitely tangle. And so because it was tangling, it was shriveling, like it was shrinking. It didn't have even though I had product in it, it wouldn't hang about my shoulders as it did in the original video that I did, and it just didn't do that anymore. So I had to do a lot. The maintenance level went from a 3 to like a 15, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, after 4 weeks of installation. And by the very end, I want to say by maybe 6 or 7 weeks of installation, the hair was basically unmanageable. Like, this is what I was doing with this hair. I would co-wash it, and then I would brush it out, and then I would apply conditioner or you know, Shea Moisture's leave-in conditioner, Shea Moisture Kinky Curly Custard, whatever. I would apply like a heavier product, right? And then I would two-strand twist it. And I'm talking big, chunky twist, untwist in the morning and be out the door. Like, it was super easy. I could not do that 5 or 6 weeks in. The hair would just mat up in the twist. I would take, the twist would be like here, right? Wet, right? You know, after, you know, and in the morning I'd wake up, the twist would be crazy dry, like dry and like shriveled and matted together. Like they would just be matted within each other. And I want to say this, that KinkyCurlyYaki on the website, it does say this hair is best used as a wig. And I believe that. I believe that the hair had been used as a wig, I wouldn't be in the situation I was in. It wouldn't have tangled the way it did because I wouldn't have been handling, the hair shouldn't be handled that much. And so I don't know if my criticisms is unique of KinkyCurlyYaki hair or really any kinky hair, because it has to be processed. So I really don't know. I feel like this might be an issue with all kinky hair that doesn't, you know, that after a few weeks or 3 or 4 or 5 weeks, whatever is used to process the hair washes out and you're left with having to deal with almost unmanageable hair. I got to the point where towards the end, I was having to apply a little bit of heat to the hair, blow drying it a little bit, so that I could twist it without them tangling together, because it just wasn't working. Like, as you can, you know, it just starts to, it's still not bad, right? It doesn't look so bad, but on the head, it completely will be a tangled, matted mess. So for me, I'm keeping some of the hair, because what I would do is I may use some of it as filler, like with, if I'm getting another kinky weave, not from KinkyCurlyYaki, but from a cheaper company, because at this point I'm like, shit, if this junk didn't last me, got all tangled and matted up after 4 weeks, what's the point in spending all this extra money? If that's what I'm to expect, then I might as well spend that on some other hair that's gonna be cheaper, you know. So I'm actually moving closer to wanting to get wigs anyway, so it may be beneficial for me to purchase KinkyCurlyYaki hair again, but to purchase it strictly for the purposes of having a wig made. It definitely did not work for me, not this texture anyway, as far as a weave, because again, whatever is used to process the hair over time, whatever is used to process the hair over time, it washes out of the hair and you're left with hair that is really, really difficult to manage. I mean, it was more work managing this hair than my own hair, and then it just becomes like ridiculous. Like, what's the point, you know? Anyway, I hope this review was helpful to you guys. I'm sorry I didn't have it in my hair so you can see, but hopefully the video clips that I included showing you what the hair looks like from, you know, when I first installed it to what it looked like towards the end, you'll see a really, really big difference. Not only in texture, but also length. You'll notice the hair is way shorter, and that's because hair was just snapping off, you know. It just wasn't, what it was. Like, I was losing length. And I did contact KinkyCurlyYaki customer service, because I was like, and I even sent her like before and after pictures. I was like, what the hell is going on? And she was very responsive. Whoever owns the company was very responsive and was kind of, remember, I paid for this hair. This hair was not sent to me, or rather my friend paid for it. And she was very responsive, so I thought the customer service was great. And she was like, oh, well, maybe the hair has product overload, whatever. No, this hair loves product. It can never have too much product in it, because you need that junk to weigh it down, which definitely helps to stop against some of the tangling that ends up happening with the hair. So, yeah, as you can see, as I've been sitting here, like, yeah. And this has product in it, by the way. So, no product, God only knows. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you soon.